Hello there. There's still a good deal of dry weather to be found in Europe at the moment and some extreme heat across the southeastern Mediterranean. That said, we've got weak weather fronts bringing strengthening winds and showery outbreaks of rain out of Germany into Poland, also Scandinavia as we head towards Saturday. The Mediterranean itself fine, settled and sunny. The extreme heat in the southeast. Temperatures in Cyprus over the next couple of days likely to peak inland into the mid-40s. So that really is quite extreme. Some of that heat affecting Turkey, some of the Greek Isles, mainland Greece, and that warmth actually floods its way further north into parts of the Ukraine and Russia as well. Now we will continue to see some wet weather moving out of Germany into Poland, into Lithuania and into Scandinavia. Further west, it's a fine, settled story, and it does look as though it will continue to be like that for the next few days. So into Sunday, little in the way of change, really. Good deal of dry weather, a little bit of fair weather cloud into northern France, not as warm as it has been, only 19 degrees here, 32 expected as a high in Madrid. Let's take a look at the next 5 days, see what the theme looks like. A good deal of dry weather and gradually starting to warm up into the north, plenty of sunshine further south. As for Eastern Europe, will this heat continue? Well, it looks likely across Cyprus, and as I say, a few more showers starting to break up into Moscow. Hello there. Not much weather to talk about in North America over the next few days, but the story is going to be the heat that's set to build again the further west you are. More on that in just a moment. This is the main story. Then a deep area of low pressure moving its way through northeast Canada. We've got a line of showers from Virginia all the way down to Louisiana and Texas, and some of those pretty intense as well. But it is the heat that's going to be the talking point, particularly the further west you are, although temperatures widely above average across North America through Friday into Saturday. But don't forget, the brighter, the darker the tone of orange, the higher the temperature. So really we're talking about the Rockies, the northern plains, stretching into Oregon and parts of California, which are going to see temperatures way above the average on Friday, and that will continue into the weekend. So here's our weekend forecast. Lots of sunshine with Los Angeles close to the coastline, so come further inland, you could add a good 6 or 7 degrees on those temperatures. A good deal of dry weather then, an improving picture across the Great Lakes. That's certainly a welcome news. And as you can see, across parts of Washington, down into Nashville, we'll see some sharp showers. A few isolated showers into Florida, not really amounting to too much. I did say it was a relatively quiet story, but again, it's still pretty warm here as well. Atlanta, we're seeing temperatures 90 Fahrenheit. That's 32 degrees and just above the average for the time. Hello there. The remnants of Hurricane Nana still producing some heavy rain at the moment. If we take a look at the satellite picture, you can see it quite clearly. Now the storm is pushing out into open waters, but still a lot of heavy rainfall expected during the course of Friday across southern Mexico and also into the west of Guatemala as well. In fact, quite a lot of rain generally down through Central America through Friday. A few scattered, sharp, thundery downpours expected across the Caribbean as well, although Cuba looks likely to miss those, as you can see quite clearly. So let's take a look at the city forecast, see what to expect over the next 5 days. Plenty of showers, although Kingston, Jamaica, again, drying up quite nicely. Temperatures peaking at 32 degrees. Now, as for South America, very quiet weather story at the moment. They're nowhere near as wet as it can be at this time of year, particularly across western Brazil. Seeing some rain into Colombia and Venezuela, but even by their standards, relatively quiet too as well. So a good deal of dry weather. Not only is it dry, but it's pretty warm as well. Temperatures into the low 30s across parts of central and southern areas of Brazil by the middle of the afternoon. Stretching down into Paraguay, Uruguay, northern Argentina, a little cooler, but again, a dry story. Weak weather fronts starting to push into the far south, not really amounting to too much. So many of the cities staying dry for the next 5 days. Take care. Hello there. Forecast for the Middle East coming up shortly, but first of all, let's take a look at the satellite picture across Africa. It's picking out the seasonal shower cloud quite clearly, just a little bit further north at the moment. Heaviest of the rain across Nigeria, over towards Ghana to Guinea, Ivory Coast, areas like that. And it does look as though to the south of that, there's a weak weather front that's just starting to affect South Africa. Now, there's a real roller coaster ride with the temperatures here over the next few days. No 2 days the same, going from cooler to much warmer. And we'll take a look at that in just a moment. Now, in actual fact, you can see it quite clearly here. 15 degrees on Saturday, back up to 23 degrees, maybe 27 degrees by Tuesday as that front eases away. It does look as though we will see a little more in the way of fair weather cloud for Casablanca. We lost the extreme heat of last week, but it's a dry story as well. Now, across the Middle East, it's a fairly straightforward story too. Light winds expected, not that much in the way of cloud cover. Temperatures peaking potentially into the mid-40s. That's not as extreme as it has been. 1 or 2 sharp showers down to the south, but really few and far between. So it's a consistent story, and it's expected to stay like that as well for the next 5 days. So if we take a look at the city forecast in a little more detail, here we go. Blue sky, sunshine, temperatures peaking in the low 40s. Hello there. Most of the weather activity across South Asia at the moment is going to be tied into the south over the next few days. You can see the shower cloud on the satellite picture, and it's this thundery activity developing across the Indian Ocean, which has the potential to develop into a storm. So we'll need to keep an eye on that. Whatever happens, it's going to throw up a lot of moisture, a lot of heavy rain across that Kerala coastline down through Tamil Nadu. Elsewhere, it's largely fine and quiet. Come back to that in just a moment. Let's take a look at what to expect in Central Asia at the moment. And things very similar to the last couple of days. Cooling down a little into Kazakhstan with some cloud around and only 13 degrees here. Further south, we keep that sunshine, we keep that warmth. Some very heavy, sharp, thundery downpours expected across northern Pakistan. Further south, it's quieter than it has been. That is good news here. And you can see the showers starting to develop as we go to the south with that potential real heavy rain sitting out in the ocean. Sharp showers then through the heart of India to the north and also across the Himalayas. And that's how it's going to stay for the next few days. Here's our city forecast. As you can see, plenty of showers across Sri Lanka, some of them heavy and possibly thundery. But it does look as though we continue to see that sunshine in Tashkent with temperatures staying in the high 20s. Hello there. Weather news in Asia is going to be dominated by Typhoon Haishan over the next few days, expected to be upgraded to a super typhoon as it continues to strengthen very rapidly across the warmer waters. You can quite clearly see the eye of this huge storm. Now, that is going to have an impact to some of the southern islands of Japan before taking more of a northerly track heading towards South Korea during the latter stages of the weekend into the early half of next week. For northern China and central China, it's fine and quiet. Some sharper showers down to the south and a few sharp showers into parts of Thailand and Vietnam. Those showers really quite extensive across Malaysia and Indonesia as well at the moment. So it stays a showery theme for the next 5 days. Beijing, however, blue sky, sunshine, temperatures into the low 30s. Let's move to Australia now, where things are relatively quiet with high pressure dominating the scene at the moment. It's on the cool side down towards the southeast still, with temperatures struggling, but starting to improve a little from mid to high teens, perhaps low 20s into Sydney. We've got some rain still threatening the South Island of New Zealand, where it stays pretty windy as well. But further north, it's a largely fine and quiet picture. And that theme is going to continue over the next 5 days. We'll see a few showers arriving into Sydney next week, but the showers easing in Perth.